Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Burris, and I am going to go over the syllabus with you for Physics 1420, which is College Physics 2. There's technically two sections in this class that since if we had not had the pandemic, we would be meeting at separate lab times, but the syllabus is the same for both sections. By now, you should have received an email that says I had to rethink about how I'm going to do the class. We will not be meeting in person at all. I just think that's better for all of our safety. And it eases my anxiety a little bit, and I hope it does yours. There will still be a online synchronous problem session on Wednesday mornings, and there'll be more about that in the syllabus. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, and we're going to go over the syllabus just briefly. And if you have any questions, you can email me and for clarification, but hopefully it'll be pretty straightforward. Okay. So it's a pretty standard syllabus. This is available on Blackboard, so you can pull it up and look at it at any time. My office hours this semester are going to be all online. I will be available on Zoom, on this Zoom room. There will be a waiting room enacted so that if you log in, I'll have to admit you to the waiting room. There'll be a waiting room enacted where you can come in and ask questions. My office hours are going to be Wednesday morning from 9 to 9:50, Tuesday morning from 10 to noon, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 11 to 11:50. Now, if those times don't work for you, you can contact me by email and we can try to find a time that will. The way this class is going to work is all of the lectures will be posted in PowerPoint format, and I'm going to do voiceover lectures for those. And I'm going to kind of do those as we go. So if you get too far ahead, the voiceover may not be there. But they'll be posted for you to look at your convenience whenever you have time. Also, instead of meeting in person for the lab, there will be a lab activity posted. Now, the exams I'm doing a little bit differently because I know that things like CHEG and stuff are a great temptation to students. So to try to alleviate a little bit of the abuse of that, the exams are going to be posted online and you will have a window of time to complete those. The schedule has the day that they'll be posted. I believe there's about a 5-hour window that the exam will be available. This corresponds to your lab time, and you can log in, do the exam, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. You can read all of the legalese stuff here if you want to for your own selves. I'll let you go through that. This course basically is the second half of physics, and most of you, I realize, are probably juniors or seniors, and you're like, why do I have to take this class? Well, because some of y'all are going to be in positions where you could potentially electrocute someone someday. So we don't want you to do that, and this hopefully will give you an appreciation for how physics works in your area, and I'll try to point those things out in the lectures, or I try to choose problems that reflect that. So the class is broken up into units. If you'll notice here, there's different units that are available for the class. I've tried to update the chapter numbers with the addition of the textbook, but go by what's in the objective section. Okay, let's talk about the exams. The exams are going to be open book, open notes, but you cannot work with anybody else. You have to do the exam on your own. If you have a question, you can email me. I will make a point of checking my email frequently on exam days. You can email me and I will try to respond to answer your question, but you cannot work with the tutors. You can't work with anybody else. It's on you. The exam will be posted. It will become available at 8 o'clock in the morning. You will need to be able to work the exam, either print it out and work it out by hand and then scan it. Most smartphones have a scan option on them now. I know with the iPhones, it's under the notes section, and you can scan and create a PDF and then re-upload your work. Or if you want to type things out, you can do that. It's in a Word document format, so you should be able to print it out. But you do need to show work because that's how I assign partial credit. I don't want an image file. Do not take a photograph of your exam because a lot of times the quality on those is not good enough that I can see what's going on. So I'm telling you now, you need to figure out your scanning function either on your smartphone, or I know that in the library, the copiers a lot of times will scan. I know in a lot of the department offices, the copiers will scan. So you need to figure that out. I don't want any image files. So you've got 3 weeks or so before you have your first exam, so you need to get that figured out. The same thing goes with the lab handouts though too, so I don't want any image files. Okay, points are assigned to each problem. The exams are all worth different point values, but it's a percentage. What percent did you get? So basically show your work and we'll go from there. Homework, if you look in the next section on the objectives at the bottom, there's a list of homework problems. Some of them are in boldface. Those are the ones you need to turn in. So you'll work those out, you'll turn them in. This is your carrot. If you turn them in, you get the points, even if you don't do them correctly, as long as you've made the attempt to work them. A lot of them I'll work in the Wednesday problem sessions. Like I said, I'll be online at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning on here. You can log in. We're supposed to be getting iPads eventually. You know, they're kind of like the yeast and the toilet paper and the paper towels and the canning jar lids. They're very scarce right now because school's starting. But at the worst, I'll work problems out on paper and scan them, and then we'll go through them. You can ask questions during that time, whatever. So I will be there. The homework needs to be uploaded when you upload the exam. I'll have a homework assignment tab that you can go to on Blackboard. That's where your homework goes, and then your exam will go in the exam tab. Okay, labs are going to be all online. We're going to use the PhET simulations this semester. Most of these are going to run under HTML5. I'm trying to choose ones that only run under HTML5 so we don't run into problems with like Java or Flash or whatever. There's 9 labs. You have to do 8 of them. Okay, there's 9 labs assigned throughout the semester. They are due on the Friday of the week that they are assigned. You can work ahead if you want to. I don't care, but they are each due on the week on the schedule that they're assigned. They're due that Friday, okay, at the end of the day. There is going to be a presentation in this class. We will talk more about that in a separate document, so we'll come back to that. On the presentation, you will have to log in here and present your stuff live to me, okay? You can work with someone else if you want to, or you can work by yourself, and I'm going to do a separate video more about that so we can talk about it. Now, I don't normally do bonus points. Those of you who know people who've had my class know that I am very stringent about no bonus points, no extra credit, but because we are in a position where we're not going to be able to get to visit and get to meet each other face to face, I'm going to use Flipgrid. Flipgrid, you can sign up for using your Cub account. You have to sign up using your Cub account, and it's free. And there's also an app for your smartphone that you can get. It allows you to make short videos directly to the website. It doesn't use up resources on your phone. And you can make short 2-minute or so videos. I have an introductory video already posted for the group. I'm going to post the link to it on the Blackboard page, just so I can see your face, hear your voice, kind of get to know you, and I'll post one as well. I'm going to do, 4 or 5 of these throughout the semester, and if you complete them, you will get some points toward a particular exam. But there is a deadline on all of these Flipgrids, so you can't decide at the end of the semester you're going to go back and do them all. There's a hard cutoff date on the assignments for all the Flipgrids, and it's usually when the exam is due. All right, it's going to be when that particular exam is due. So you have to decide if you want the bonus points or not for that particular assignment. If you do the Flipgrid, you will get points. Okay, and I'm going to do a separate video on that Flipgrid as well, so you can kind of see it. Grading is here. It's pretty straightforward, so you can see what's what. I don't round grades, so if you want an A in here, you have to have a 90.0000000 in Excel when I calculate it. So just pay attention to that. If you want to calculate your grade, I've given you a way to do that right here. You can see that. My office hours, as I've already mentioned, will all be on Zoom. Here is the Zoom login ID in case you forget it. You can go there. I've gone through and modified the expectations, and you kind of basically just keep up. I'm trying to be very generous with the assignments deadlines, but you do have to do, I am expecting you to take responsibility for mastering technology here. And I realize for some of you, your internet connection may not be good. that's why I've given you kind of lengthy deadlines on things. The only thing where there's a hard deadline that you really have to make sure you have access immediately is those exams. You've got a 5-hour window. So that should be more than enough time to complete the exam, figure out how to get it scanned, get it uploaded. Now, obviously, if there's some sort of internet issue, if you can provide documentation, then I will accept that. But you better have some documentation for me about an outage or something like that. So, yeah, don't just not upload something and then 2 days later, oh, my internet was out or whatever. Now, obviously, we're working in a time where people may become sick. And so if you are diagnosed with COVID-19 or you get sick with something else and something happens, I know I may not be the first person you think of to let know, but if you can let me know that you are not able to get your work done, I will try to work with you. You know, my attitude is grace before grades with this stuff because we're all kind of battling an unusual situation here. So, but I can only work with you if you give me some notice. If you come at the end of the semester and start telling me a story, I can't really have a lot of sympathy for you then. Okay. As you move on through the syllabus, you'll notice there is a lot of objectives. These are your study guide for the course of the semester for each unit. They kind of tell you what I expect you to know. I'll try to follow this with my lectures. Then here are the homework problems. So these are the homework problems listed, and then these are the bold typed ones that you can see that you need to turn in with each assignment. And I've got a bad page break there. Okay, so yeah, so here's all the objectives. If you go through all the semester's objectives, you see they're all laid out. Then at the very back of the syllabus, there is a schedule. There is a weekly schedule. And this, I call it a pacing schedule. So it's where you should be in your work. Have you listened to the Unit 1 videos? Have you done the Lab 1? It kind of gives you a pacing guide for the semester. I'm not going to put the due dates on the flip grids here. Those are on you to go look up. If you want those extra points, you got to do a little bit of work for them. This is just for the semester. So these are the pacing videos that we'll do. So these days I would be looking at Unit 1 video, okay? And that's going to be posted on Blackboard with the voiceover. And then these days, Unit 2. The homework that I'll be showing will be for Unit 1 or Unit 2. It'll correspond to whatever day is listed or whatever unit is listed there. Your labs are listed. Again, those are available on Blackboard. I think I've got the first 4 posted already. And then the exams are listed here. The labs will be available the whole time. They do have due dates on them, so you've got to get them in by the due dates, all right? But the exams will only go up for that window from 8 to 1 on that day. So on this week, the labs are scheduled, the exams are scheduled during your regularly scheduled lab time, which would be on a Tuesday. You either had lab at 8 o'clock on Tuesday or 10:50, supposedly. So now those exams will go live at 8 o'clock, like this one will go live on September the 8th at 8 o'clock. It will be available until 1 p.m. So you better plan accordingly, okay? So, all right. And then you just go on down, you've got the whole semester listed here. Then we get on into presentations. So there will be a Google document for you to sign up for presentations times. And if we need more times, I can probably squeeze those in on the other days. So we'll put those up. I'll probably have dates throughout this week so that you can find a time that will work with your schedule. The exam or the final exam is comprehensive, and it will be available for only a 4-hour window because it usually is multiple choice. So it will be available for a 4-hour window on Wednesday, December the 9th, which is our final is scheduled from 8 to 10 that day if we were meeting face-to-face. So, yeah. Okay, so that's the syllabus. So I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is in there, and this is posted in 2 places on the Blackboard page, so you can go check it out. Okay.